Today on episode 8 of Interstates, we'll be covering 8 interstates. Not Interstate 8, but 8 different interstates. Today I'll be talking about Interstate H1, H2, H3, H201, A1, A2, A3, and A4, also known as the Hawaiian and Alaskan Interstates. Starting in Alaska, we've got Interstate A3. If you're wondering why I'm doing A3 first, that's because I'm an idiot who doesn't understand the Alaskan interstate system, and I got the script wrong on the first few drafts. Now the difficult thing about Alaskan interstates is that they're all unsigned. Even on Google Maps they're unsigned. So finding their routes is extremely difficult, not to mention they don't follow interstate standards. They're all just state routes that are called interstates. According to Wikipedia, A3 begins in Soldotna and continues to wind its way around southern Alaska, not really hitting any cities. It goes around the Turnagain arm of the Cook Inlet. From there it continues to Anchorage, where it is actually at interstate standards in some spots. And that's it, that's the end of A3. Now on to A4. A4 begins at an interchange with A1 and Palmer, and from here it travels through multiple small towns. Eventually it works its way up to Fairbanks, and in Fairbanks it meets A2 where it ends. It's a long interstate, but there really isn't much to talk about. A2's turn. A2 begins at the Canadian border and continues to Tok, where it meets Alaska State Route 5 and Interstate A1. It then meets Alaska State Route 4 in Delta Junction. And now finally on to A1. A1 begins around Anchorage and outside of Palmer. A1 exits its own road, this is where it meets Interstate A4, and turns northeast towards Palmer. From here, A1 follows the Matanuska River. A1 meets Alaska Route 4 in Glen Ellen, and then A2 in Tok, which is where A1 ends. Even after going through them all, I still don't completely understand how Alaska does its interstates, but that doesn't matter, because now we're moving on to Hawaii. Interstate H1 starts at State Route 93 and has exits in Kapolei and Village Park before meeting H2. It has an exit in Pearl City and then meets H201 and H3 in a massive jumble of an interchange in Halawa. It passes Pearl Harbor and the airport and then meets up with 201 again. From here it has several smaller exits in Honolulu before ending and becoming State Route 72. Interstate H201 is just a short bypass of H1. H2 begins at H1 in Pearl City and goes due north. It has exits in Waipio and Mililani before ending at an exit with State Routes 99 and 80 in Waihawa. That's it. It just runs 8 miles. Interstate H3 is not as short, but is still contained to the island of Oahu, just like its brothers. It begins at an exit with H1 and H201 Halawa. It continues northeast from here, crossing through a small mountain range before meeting State Route 63 on the other end. It also meets routes 83 and 630 before ending just north of Marine Corps Base in Hawaii. That's all for this episode and the first season of Interstates. As much as I procrastinated this season, I had a lot of fun making these, and I hope to see you guys this summer when we make season 2. Until then, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.